Hello everybody, my name is Craig Bennett and I'm the founder and owner of TechFuse Help, and today I am going to show you a quick trick on how to free up a lot of space on your Wi-Fi network if you're using wireless IP cameras for security or whatever reasons. And as far as things goes, I did a video a while back on iSpy, which is a video camera security software. It's free and it's open source, and I still use that today. But one of the biggest problems that a lot of people are sending me is that their internet is slowed down tremendously, and they put a lot of cameras on their stuff, and I'm even experiencing it myself. So playing around with stuff, I found an actual solution towards this problem. But anyways, let's jump into a quick personal advertisement, and then let's jump into this quick tutorial. If you would like to support us at TechFuse Help, then please do one or all of the following. What you can do is you can select the TechFuse Help logo at the top, and this will take you to our TechFuse Help YouTube page. Or you can select the PayPal button, and that will take you to our PayPal donation page. Or you can select the Patreon campaign button, and that'll take you to our Patreon campaign. Now, saying that if you don't have the financial means, or you already done that, or whatever it may be, and you don't want to do that, but you still want to support us, you can also do some of the following. You can leave a like and share this video and any other video that you want from us, and maybe even our channel, and tell people why you like us so other people could come and enjoy this and also help build up this community. You can also, if you like to help us but you dislike a certain video for whatever reason, go ahead and leave a dislike, but tell us what you don't like about it so we can fix it in the future. And also, as always, please feel free to subscribe and check out our other videos. And when you're checking out our videos, if you really want to support us, just go ahead and drop the ad blockers, and that way we can get our revenue. But if you want to continue to use your ad blockers, then feel free to do so. It's not like I'm not doing it. Welcome back. Now, real quick, I'm going to pretty much get into details, the nitty-gritty on it now, and see where it goes. But as far as things goes, the overall cost, you most likely already have all devices, but the overall cost, I think you can get it for $10-15, something like that. But you don't need new equipment or anything like that. So as far as things goes, I'm going to be using this as an example just to make it easier on me. But as far as things goes, so how did I fix this particular problem where my IP cameras are not slowing down my internet, and my IP cameras are not causing delay problems? So for those of you who don't know, one of the biggest problems with Wi-Fi, especially right now, is the slowest device you connect to a Wi-Fi router, it slows everything else down. So say for example, if you got a gigabyte device and a 2 megabyte device connect to the same Wi-Fi router, the Wi-Fi router will be slowed down to the 2 megabyte device. Because if you put it, say for example, 3 megabytes going across, even though the thing could take 2 megabytes, then what will happen is some of the data will be lost, and that means that you'll have problems on that 2 megabyte device. So that's a huge thing to keep in mind. Now, there is some software out there to fix some of that, but it doesn't do 100%. And I got a Netgear Nighthawk, not the newest one that has 3 or 6 bands, but the one right before that, the 2 bands. The newest one came out like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. But as far as things goes, the this one, it's probably one of the best before you get into the enterprise. And even here, I see some problems like this. But there's also a second problem is the amount of devices that can connect to the Wi-Fi router. While you can connect pretty much whatever amount that you set it for, the problem is the Wi-Fi router, it can only talk to one device at a time per band. So where mine has two bands, 2.4 and 5 gigahertz, it can only talk to one device at a time. And so if it's talking to my computer, it's not talking to my server. If it's talking to the IP camera, it's not talking to the server or my computer. It's very important to know this, because normally how IP cameras work, just using this as an example, say this is a Wi-Fi router, this is a server, some computer, and IP camera. I don't have the icon for IP camera, and I'm kind of too lazy to really flush this out. So what happens is the server asks for the images or video from the IP camera, so it goes through the router, so it's talking to that once, then it goes down to the IP camera, or depending on if it knows its IP address or everything, it might broadcast everywhere, but it will go out to the IP camera. Then the IP camera will send the information back going through the router, so it's talking once there, twice here, then once again here, and it goes back and forth. And then if you got it where the stuff goes out to the internet, like say for example I got mine where the security footage and stuff goes to a cloud service, so if someone steals the server, like someone breaks in and steals the server and all that, then I still got the video and the images, so it can pretty much make it where they won't get away with it, or at least it will make it much harder. So then it goes from the server out to the internet, and it just jumbles the entire thing. Then times that by how many other devices you got on your network, and you can figure out why you have so many problems with your network. So with this in mind, one of the things that I did to fix this, in fact let me just tell you the solution right now, then I'll tell you the story on how I fixed this. How I fixed this was pretty simple. Trying to just put in some random stuff, sorry about that. But basically what I am doing is I have a spare Wi-Fi router, and then I have the IP camera on the actual server itself I have a spare Wi-Fi USB card, so I can just plug it in the USB, and then I have the router. The cameras are connected to the spare router. The router's not connected to any internet or anything like that. And then the Wi-Fi card communicates with that, so the USB Wi-Fi communicates with that. And then the internal Wi-Fi card or whatever, it communicates with the main Wi-Fi. So what happens is there's no real collisions. Everything on this end is its own little network. Everything else is another network. Obviously, the server is kind of like the middleman. Now, one thing I want to add into here is if you are going to do this, there's a few things you're going to need to do. You're going to need to go into your stuff and say for example, with this is go into click the Wi-Fi that you're connecting to your not your server but your cameras, and go to properties, and you might want to set that as one thing so your cameras can communicate to it easy. But also on your other end, you might want to set it same way is just go into the actual Wi-Fi, go to properties, go to IPv4, double click that, press use the following IP address, type in whatever IP address will fit it. So one thing I would advise is make your Wi-Fi router that's connected to your IP cameras something like 192.168.0.1 for the Wi-Fi router itself, and then on your main Wi-Fi something like 192.168.1.1, and that one little decimal, the 1 versus 0, that makes a world of a difference, because what happens is right here you need to put that, say for example if it's the Wi-Fi router for the camera, then it'll be that. If it's for the actual main Wi-Fi, then it'll be that. And what happens is when the, say, iSpy, it wants to actually communicate with your IP cameras, it will actually go out through your Wi-Fi card with the 192.168.0 instead of the 1, because what happens is when it goes out to the other, your main Wi-Fi, the main Wi-Fi, it broadcasts, so it slows down the entire network in itself, because what a broadcast is basically it will ask this, even though it came from there, and then any other device, are you blah 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 192.168.0 or whatever point whatever, and everything will come back saying no, and it will still have to go through this. So why not just kill half of that and just have it where you have this side be 192.168.0.1 and have this side 0.1.1, and that way you don't have any actual real problems. Plus, on top of that, you can prevent what's called collisions. Collisions is basically what happens when you send information across, ping or maybe downloading or whatever. You have what's called packages. It's like, say for example, I hand you a letter, and it has information in it. So that's technically a simplified example of what a package is. Except for where I keep handing it over and over and over until you get what you want, like you would downloading. Well, when two packages hit each other, say for example this is sending out information to the router and this is sending out information to this, then somewhere midway you'll have what's called a collision, and that means neither side gets the information. The stuff cancels itself out, because one side sending basically electronic pulse from one side and the other side sending out electronic pulse from the other side, and the two pulses hit each other, and that's that. So that's one thing I'll tell you. Also, on top of that, what I will do is go to change adapter settings, and right here tap the Alt button on your keyboard and go down to the events. I don't know why it's not automatically showing up, and this is Windows 8.1, by the way. This has been on there since 95, so pretty much any version of Windows you're dealing with, maybe Windows 10 they'll fix this, but pretty much any version of Windows is going to have this. But hit the Alt button and go to Advanced, go down to Advanced Setting, and this is very important. If say for example where I got Wi-Fi 2, for whatever reason it's going towards the main Wi-Fi source, so I would need to have Wi-Fi 2 as first. Say, and this is pretty important, if you're on a laptop, and I'm probably making another video on this because there's a lot of people asking these questions, if you're on a laptop and where you normally use Wi-Fi, come home, hook it up to your router, and through Ethernet, how do you get it automatically to use the internet over to Ethernet, then over to Wi-Fi? You just move this up like that, and that's that. So that's very important. So hit Alt there, Advanced Settings, and that's that. And how do you get to this section? It's just right click on the Wi-Fi area, the internet area, open network and sharing, and then change adapter settings. So it's pretty simple. Now, one thing I'll advise you to do is also take a look at stuff down here. So, as far as that goes, that's pretty much it. Now, one thing I will tell you is I've done experiments with having the actual Wi-Fi router hooked by Ethernet to the server when I was running Windows 8, like you saw in one of my previous videos on how to make an old computer into a home server, which is the exact thing that I was talking about. I had to basically reset the Wi-Fi stuff almost every other day, because what ended up happening is, out of nowhere, the thing will stop communicating with the internet. It will communicate with other devices on the Wi-Fi network, but it will definitely not communicate with the stuff on the internet. And that's a problem, because again, how I got my stuff set up is, if someone steals a server, then the stuff will automatically already be backed up to the cloud, so I can just pull up the images or video on my phone, hand it over to a cop and say, these are the guys who took the stuff. So with this, I started trying to work on this problem, and I switched my system, the server, over to from Windows 8 to Windows Server 2012. I got for free from my school. It's like a $100 operating system. And as far as that goes, I actually ran into an even bigger problem, where just because a Ethernet cable was plugged in, even with the priority and all the other stuff, with a Ethernet cable just plugged into the server itself, it won't read any internet from anything else. It'll read any device want to connect to it or whatever, but it won't read the internet from it at all. So that was a bad thing, and in fact tonight I had to fix that because of that. But anyways, hopefully this video has helped you, and if you got any questions, feel free to leave them down there in the comment section, and I'll try to help you guys out as quickly as possible. Now, as far as things goes, if you do have anything to add on to here, maybe some other tips and tricks or anything, then feel free to add it, and that way helps out everybody. Because like I said, this, if I didn't remember that I had some old devices, some Wi-Fi sticks, then I'd still be trying to figure out this problem. But I thought about putting access points on there and a bunch of other things, but this is the simplest and cheapest solution I could find that actually works very well, because I've done it before in the past. But again, if you got any questions, you know where to get me. Any comments, you know where to get me. Now, if you like this video, then please leave a like, please subscribe, and please share. Also, please visit the other videos and see the Patreon campaign and the PayPal donation. But if you didn't like it, then feel free to leave a dislike, but also tell me why you're disliking it, and that way I can fix it in future videos. And hope you have a great day, and this has been Craig Bennett from TechReasonUp.com.